how did you get started with Alexis? Like, how long ago did you like start playing music?
Oh well, started taking guitar lessons when I was 8. So that was 22 years ago. In bands and stuff when I was like 15, I think was my first band.
Yeah.
But then Alexis, we started in 2001.
So what are some of your like musical influences? Like,
well, I have a hard time being like influenced by things that I really like, because I kind of get bummed out when I it's sort of weird. Like if I go see a band or somebody that I really love and it's a really great show, it almost like discourages me from continuing to play, because I have like, like I feel like, oh geez, why would anybody want to come and listen to what I do when this is so good,
Yeah.
So lately I've been kind of more inspired by things that I don't like, if that makes any sense. Like you kind of like, I like flip through the magazines, or I like hear on the radio, or I watch, see the videos and if there's stuff that I don't like, it's kind of like, well, I know I don't want to do that, so I'm going to try and do something else. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Boiled Frogs. What's the story behind that?
Okay, well that song is sort of written. It's like an ode to George's dad, kind of. It's about. It's kind of like our parents' generation.
Yeah.
A lot of them, like, just happened to my mom too, like where they kind of get stuck working in a job for a really long time, and they have, all they have to look forward to really is their pension and their retirement, and then, when it's getting closer to their time to retire, the corporations sometimes, like, they sort of like turn up the heat in a way and almost force you to quit so that you can't collect your pension. Do you know what I mean? Like, they make it. And Boiled Frogs is George's mom went and saw this lady, like a speaker, and she used this analogy where she compared that generation to, like, if you put say you took a frog,
Yeah.
and you put it in boiling hot water, like if you dropped it, it would freak out and probably try and jump out. But if you put a frog in cold water and you slowly turn up the heat, it will just fall asleep and it will die. It'll like boil to death, obviously.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like the analogy that we used. We ended up to go around to the other side. We ended up.
What does the name Alexis on Fire resemble? What does it mean to the band?
About a stripper who added contortionism into her show, and her name was Alexis Fire, and the thing was called Alexis on Fire, and I thought, oh, that would be a neat name. And then we started the band, we needed a name, and we picked that. And then it turns out that she's like, a contortionist, stripper / porn star / legal prostitute, which is, hey, that's fine. But, so yeah, that was that. So that's where we got the name. So it doesn't really mean anything to us. But that's what it is.
How does your hometown influence your sound?
Growing up, we went to a lot of shows, and some of the bands, like Kenny's band, Monine, like, I remember when we all first saw that band play, we were just like, well, this is how you should play music, like. And oddly enough, there was this band called Taken from Southern California, but they were on a record label called Goodfellow Records, which is from Hamilton, Ontario. So they played a lot where we live, and that band, it almost felt like they were from Ontario. So that band really influenced, I think, Alexis in a big way with what we kind of wanted to do, with like being heavy but still having like a melodic aspect. I just mean somebody who does their own thing and follows their heart and what makes them feel good, Yeah. So,
can you describe music?
Well, for me, I guess it would just mean, I would say everything. That would be the word I would use, because it's everything to me, like I said, I've been playing guitar since I was 8 years old, and from a young age, I really kind of figured out that it was the only thing that I was good at, or could probably be good at, you know.
What were you thinking when you wrote Coming Home?
You know what? It was just I just started writing the song when I was on tour, just because I had sort of been a lot of places and just wanted to sort of, you know, like write a song, like just mentioning some of the places I've been and stuff like that. But then I kind of went through something with someone, and it shifted into a sad song about a girl.
During that song, I mean, it's just so powerful.
Oh, well, that's
and so moving. Like, it's well, it's art basically. And that's what you do.
Well, thanks, man. Yeah, I know that, you know, there's lots of people who want to be, you know, famous, and they get, you know, teams of songwriters together and they try and write the perfect song and follow the rules, and that's cool. I like a lot of those songs, you know. But for me, I just write songs like just to get me through whatever I need to get through, and then you hope that somebody somewhere gets it too.
How do you prepare for your the studio?
Well, usually what you do is you demo. Like you basically, before you make a record, you almost make the record twice. Like, so you demo the songs a lot.
Right.
You know, like you do roughs of them, you know, just so you can sit with them and listen to them and try and hope that they're, you know, like pick them apart kind of thing. And then you go into the studio and hopefully you've got the songs figured out. But everything changes again when you get into the studio and stuff. And that's pretty much it. You just practice and stuff and make sure you know what you're doing, and then get in there and make the record.
How did you come up with the name City and Color? Like,
that's just my name. Dallas is a city and green is a color.
Oh, what would you say to all the people who said you couldn't make it as a solo artist, or to the people who said Alexis would just fail?
Well, see, when we started, a lot of people were like, what the hell are you doing? Because we were doing something kind of weird, you know, like, it's not every day that you got a guy running around screaming his face off. And, I mean, now it is. Now it's every day, because lots of bands do it. But, like, I remember showing my parents the demo that we made, and they were like, what is this? And I was like, you don't get it, Mom. We're doing something cool, you know? And everybody I showed was like, what? I mean, after our first show, like, some of my friends who, you know, hadn't really ever heard music like that were like, what are you doing? But they were never like, you know, I don't think you're gonna make it. But there was definitely not a long lifespan back then for what we were doing. So I wouldn't say anything to any of those people, like, you know, because I don't really listen. Like I said, I don't really listen to people say. So just kind of do what makes me feel good and hope that it works out.
Yeah, that's good. Thanks, Dallas. Thanks, man.